Hey, this is Muso Tensei and these are my pickups for June 2023. Let's start with the N64. I got a bunch of N64 games, actually. And this is actually my biggest month so far with 29 games in total, which surprised me a bit, because I was thinking it will be less than last month, but okay. I went to a flea market and got FIFA 89, sorry. Because I will start to go after some cheap sport games, just to get them into my collection. I don't care about soccer, but you know. I still got International Superstar Soccer 89. And the Nagano Winter Olympics 89. 3 games with 89. That was coincidental, really. Then I also got International Superstar Soccer 64. This one I actually rented back in the day out of curiosity. I don't care about soccer really. This is WNWO Revenge. It is wrestling. I care as much about wrestling as I care about focusing on soccer. It's cheap. Cheap. Apparently it's a good wrestling game, but I can't tell. So the next 6 N64 games are all Japanese games. And came all in a bundle. And it was an eBay seller who had buy 2 get one free. Get one free. And so yeah, I got all these games, each for €6 basically. With a pretty good price. You don't get them cheaper. The first one is 64 Oozumou. And it's a sumo game. This one I actually, back in the day when the N64 wasn't released yet, but there was promotional videos. This was in one of them, I remember that. So I was kind of interested, but it of course was never released outside Japan. But now I have it. This is Mahjong 64. And that's what it is. This is Mahjong Masters. It's another Mahjong game. I think both games have some sort of story. Where you learn Mahjong and stuff and play Mahjong championships. Of course I don't understand it. This is Jinsei Game 64. It's a game of life, I think it's called. So yeah, it's a board game. Now this one is a bit more known. This is Custom Robo V2. I want to get the first one as well. If you have a membership on Switch, expansion map, so you can play N64 games and have a Japanese account also, you can actually play this. It's the first one. No, you don't have to have a membership on the Japanese account. It's enough to have one on your main account and then just have a Japanese account so you can download the Japanese version of the N64 app. Then you can play all the games in Japanese if you want to. But sometimes they get exclusive ones. And then I got Ogre Battle 64, Person of Lordly Caliber. Or Caliber, how do I spell that? It's in Japanese, but I have the game on the Wii U, on the N64 Virtual Console, which I bought before the shop was closed down. This was released in the US, but is pretty rare and expensive. I hope someday I can get one, but for now, physically, I have a Japanese one. Now to my highlight of the month. It's Thousand Arms, another JRPG that was not released in Europe. This one I actually read about in the gaming magazine back in the day. And I always wanted it because it looked cool. And I love JRPGs. But yeah, Atlas back in the day really hated Europe. But what will you do? Now I have it. And the condition is great, but it wasn't the cheapest thing. Now to PlayStation 2, I got a bunch of games. This is City Crisis. It's a helicopter rescue game. You fly around and douse fires and rescue people. It's kind of fun. It's really low budget, but it's kind of fun. This is a game I haven't heard of until recently, Raging Blades. But it's a pretty decent action game, hack and slay. And not too expensive. It's actually pretty cheap. The next three PlayStation 2 games I got in a bundle. The first one is the Getaway. This is a GTA style of game playing in London. I never played the Getaway games, so I wanted to check them out. It also got a sequel, Getaway Black Monday. Apparently plays in its exact same region, London. But yeah. And the third and last game from that bundle is Fahrenheit. Now you might recognize this artwork, because this is called Indigo Prophecy in the US. I actually played through this back in the day. My brother had a copy. And I think I own it digitally somewhere, I think on PC. But I wanted the other two games on the bundle. Was still the cheapest option to get them both, so why not have it physically on PS2. Now to Xbox, I got 3 Xbox games. And they're all like gangster themed, I think. This is 187, Ride or Die. An action racing game with gangster theme, which was a popular thing to do back then. Crime Life Gang Wars. Yeah, this is another action game. The interesting thing here is it has characters from D12. It's on German here, but it says with the members of D12, music from D12 and others. It's pretty cool. I was a big fan of D12 and Eminem back then, but I don't think Eminem is in here. I'm not sure. But here, maybe you can recognize him here as a Bizarre. Conniver, Canatis. I'm not sure if I see proof. It's not focusing, but yeah. The game is okay. It's kind of what it is. And the last Xbox game is State of Emergency. This was, I think, a controversial game, at least in my country. Because it's kind of a riot simulator, but kind of violent, but compared to what we have today, not really. But yeah, it's cool to have it. It's by Rockstar. There was a sequel which was not by Rockstar. And it's not as good. Of course, I got the new Evercade collections. This is the Piko Collection 3. The Piko Collection 1 is one of my favorite Evercade collections. And the second one was very sport games heavy. I think it was only sport games. So I didn't like it as much. This one is pretty cool though. It has 40 rings, also known as Rough and Tumble. Zero Tolerance is also pretty cool. So there's some pretty cool stuff on this one. I think the first Piko collection is still the best. And the Team 17 collection. This is cool because I never had an Amiga myself. So it's cool to get some Amiga games to play. It's also cool that they put all 3 Alien Breed games on one card instead of spreading them amongst the future Team 17 collections. Which is something they usually do, but this time they didn't. But in the Sunsoft collection they will do this, at least I think so, Arrow the Acrobat will be on this first Sunsoft collection, and I assume the next one will have Arrow the Acrobat too. But that's fine, I'll buy them anyway, whatever. Now to the Switch. Got a bunch of new Switch games. This one I already own digitally, but I wanted it physically finally. Katamari Damacy REROLL. This was not released in Europe physically. Just like the original PS1 game. PS2, sorry. And I sense a pattern here because I also got rid of Katamari REROLL plus Royal Reverie. This was physically released in Europe. Just like the PS2 game. I don't know what they're doing. Is this on purpose? Yeah. But yeah, I love Katamari games. They're always fun. And I also got the Pretty Girls Game Collection 3. As usual, they come with some sort of stylus. And there's a collection of, I can't read it now. Well, you can see Speed and Rivers and Solitaire and some stuff. So now I have all 3 of the series. So far, I'm sure there will be a 4th one someday. They release those games pretty often. And now to my Play Asia bundle for June. 4 games, they have all English, even though they are all Japanese. Not all, the last one is a Chinese copy, but okay. The first one is Kizuna Ai Touch the Beat. This is a rhythm game with Kizuna Ai. Music, exclusively of course. But yeah, I love Kizuna Ai, I miss her. So it's nice to have her in a game at least. Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Night. More nights. This is a Metroidvania. I haven't played it yet, but I heard pretty good things about it. Another shmup. Batsugan Saturn Tribute. Boosted. Yeah, it's a shmup. It's a bullet hell shmup. Pretty good one. It's a remaster of an old Sega Saturn game. Saturn Tribute. And the last game, because why not? Empire of Angels 4. This is a tactic RPG with only females. This is a Chinese game, so they actually speak Chinese, but the text is in English. Yeah, I never played this series before because this was the first one which was officially released in English. But you know, but you don't have to. So yeah, this was all for this month. Quite a lot. I said it last time, but I say it again because this time I'm pretty sure it will be the case. It won't be as much next month, but we will see. Thanks for watching. Till next time.